Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. Things are looking up. They're looking down for the plan that we had before. It turns out that it's just not feasible to win this supremacy victory before we would win every other kind of victory. But we can, at the very least, push toward a science victory with some level of competence. So if I'm about to send this guy this way, I should probably just rewind him, right? Because he probably came from Lyra. Yeah. Hey, look at that. We made use of the Rip Singularity. Okay, what's up? Yes, I defeated a bunch of Cravers. I sure did. Population lost. You know what? Speaking of population, what is the story with our people right now? That's the wrong menu. Here we go. Hey, look, we hit 20 Remnant. So we have acquired this Remnant bonus of plus 15% industry on any system that has Remnant. Unfortunately, it would be a little bit awkward to transfer Remnant around to some of our higher population systems, like the capital, for example, is... the capital, for example, doesn't have any Remnant, but also we'd have to shoot 3 units of population off of the capital, and then get a unit of Remnant shuffled over before the capital's very high natural food growth makes it generate enough population to fill the slots anyway. So basically what I'm saying is I don't know that it's worth the hassle. I guess there's Remnant on Brassia, aren't there? Yeah. You know what, we can probably make this work with these two being so close together. So Brassia has 1 open slot that's about to become Epistis. I might just temporarily lose a little bit of pop here. So let's take 2 Epistis and send them to Brassia, and then from Brassia send 1 unit of Remnant to Akamar. Man, our capital should always be alphabetically the first system in our... Oh no, that's right, I had shot a bunch of Cravers over here. That's gonna screw this up, right? Well, we can bounce the Cravers, it's fine. What else? What else? Hey, what else was I doing? It looks like all of my systems are creating. I don't know that they're all necessarily creating the most important stuff. Leo is not doing anything. What do we need here on Leo? We are ecstatic already. We're building the singularity we need to fill this slot. I guess I could just start up another singularity. I'm not sure if it'll actually let me... I'm thinking that one of these only has like 1 turn left, right? No, 2 turns. Okay, so yeah, we gotta wait before we can build that. We're about to pop cap here, so there's no sense in... I guess dust? I mean, we're at this point fully segging into the science victory. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to focus on building ships anymore. What direction is this ship traveling? I can't tell. The stupid Craver pulls. Which is boxy. I think it's going this way? Let's try to be there when it arrives. Okay. Yeah, alright, I think we're good. So we'll see our unhappiness come down a little bit with perfect negotiations. We gotta consider rebuilding our government, actually. Because I think we may have too many approval laws, more than we need. Alright, defend here. That Craver vessel's going to show up at some point. It's going to try to wait me out, I think. Nope, I read the shape of it wrong. It was in fact going the other direction. Really? This sure looks like the back. I don't know. Apparently it was going this way. Well, hopefully the Sophons will figure it out. I mean, it's not like it's a threat to me. I just want them formally eliminated from the game. Where's this happening? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. This would be a good time for running. Although, honestly, those ships are so injured, I wonder if it might have been possible for us to win that. Okay, yeah, I did not even try on that. Managing a population of Cravers is no easy feat. Craver bishops, the mentally advanced leaders of Craver society, orchestrate their hive mates through feeding, hatching, and the rearing of young. Careful balance must always be kept so that the swarm does not grow out of control. Around this time every year, adolescent Cravers go through a mutation, determining their future roles in Craver society. One of your Craver bishops has just presented you with a host of newly mutated soldier-class drones. Perhaps we could put them to use somewhere. So if we build some ships and let them come be in the war, they'll give us a bunch of Hyperiums. Not really super valuable to me. Okay, we are now formally at war with the Vultures. That's fine by me.
Do not press us too far.
Yeah, that poses no threat to me, and in fact, gives me 15 approval, so I'm cool with it. Alright, our unfallen friends are dealing with the only pirate node that actually is even close to being able to threaten any of our systems even a little bit, which is cool, I guess, although also unnecessary. Oh, all of a sudden you want me to help you. All of a sudden we're friends, and we gotta help each other. I see how it is. Okay, let's get ourselves some more endless tech, shall we? Only 7 turns. So probably what's going to happen here... oh yeah, I need to see if we actually can trade endless tech to our allies here.
Fast.
We cannot. It won't just let me trade them endless techs to speed up our endless tech research. Well, are we working on this? Oh, hey, your alliance has researched 2 out of the 10 required technologies. Somebody else actually has one. That's cool. I mean, I guess it's possible that it's them. Hold on.
You? Happiness level 1 over affinity.
Okay, no, we can't trade it to them either. I thought there was some some very small chance that we had just spoken to the one ally who had already researched the thing we had, but it looks like no. So probably what's going to happen here is that we're going to get to 4 techs of the Endless, and then we're going to bail out of the Alliance. That's how the game's going to end.
You test the Sophonity's patience.
So yeah, the cooperative protocol is a thing you can have with an ally. It increases one or more of your empire-wide stat outputs. Generally based on who they are. So like having it with the Sophons produces science, obviously. I right-click to try to close the Empire information panel. Oh yeah, so this will give us 15% science, and it will cost us influence per turn, but obviously that's a cost we can definitely afford to pay. We have 9,000 influence banked. What do we get from cooperative protocol with these guys?
To the unfallen, and the heart
Okay,
you.
I'll do that. I will 20 approval. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to cut some of our approval laws in favor of better laws. So we could try to grab some tech off of them, but honestly, the best case scenario here is that we pull like 1 turn off of our science victory, and I don't want to sit here and try to negotiate difficult deals with the AI. They can sometimes be real sticklers, although apparently they're not going to give me any trouble on that. Alright, cool. We are actually negative on influence. Well, we might be lowering our law upkeep, though, potentially.
Well, okay. That makes it...
The heart finds your proposal of value.
And these guys will give us dust, one assumes. Yeah. Pretty alright. So what is a tech that will actually give us some progress here? Do they have... We don't need anything from that quadrant. This would actually, I believe, be useful. Hold on. Dust microloans is definitely on the tier that we are currently researching. Or about to be researching anyway, once we get back over to the right quadrant of the thing. Okay. So let's make some more influence, shall we? Because we're going to need it now. There's 2 ways to do that. Number 1 is, oh hey, we have... yes, we progressed to the final tier of this thing, and we're a democracy, so now we have a ton of law slots. Unfortunately, we don't have the influence to run a ton of law slots. Alright, where are we at approval-wise? We are 99%. So we're minus 85 from ownership here. That's why that's not happy. Minus 70 from ownership here. I think all of the places where we're unhappy are from us not owning the systems enough. Nope, not Yetix. Well, I think we can afford to cut some of our approval stuff. We just need to not go below 85% approval. So, what's our most expensive approval bill? Oh no, we can't cut this one. This one's providing 60. We can't afford to cut that. And the other ones are free. Well, shoot. Okay, what else do we have available here? That doesn't look very good. This looks great, obviously. More science. What is this? Oh! Masters of salvaging discarded materials for future use, the Epistis are perfectly positioned to rebuild worlds and systems that have endured conflict. This is the Epistis law. We hit 50. 20% ownership recovery rate on systems. Honestly, this is not that bad. If we had gotten this a little earlier, or rather if I had noticed that we got this, because I'm sure we did get it several turns ago, this would have sped up our ability to actually use the Craver systems considerably. As it is, I don't think we need it. We could keep all of the approval stuff we have in place and try to turn on Cram Exam Act. I'm not sure if that's actually a good idea. We also really shouldn't increase the amount of approval, or increase the amount of influence we're spending, but man, I sure want to. Minus 5% influence costs on law upkeep per party represented. So actually, an ecologist law won't be so expensive. Power to the people is probably going to be... See, this is tricky. Power to the people is going to be less than the other law in any place where we have a couple of... is going to be less science than the other law in any place where we have a couple of anomalies, and more in any place that we don't. And I don't have a good sense for what our population distribution versus anomaly distribution is. So like here we'd be on 10% extra science from the one law and only 4% from the other. What are the highest science systems? None of them are very high, honestly. We're getting here more through having lots and lots of medium systems. Right, Akamar has no anomalies. Yeah, all right. We'll go this way. I think a lot of our biggest systems don't have any anomalies. All right, and then we will dramatically increase influence output somehow, or we'll only run the government this way for a little while. One of those two things is happening. Oh, we have enough luxury goods for another system upgrade. So what is still level 2? Lasath. Although Lasath is we're so ecstatic everywhere that I guess it sort of doesn't matter. Yeah, all the places that are unhappy are already level 3. Plus 10% dust per friendly major faction. That's cool. We certainly have the influence to build a bunch of those. Actually, we need to... Getting distracted already. We need to focus on this. We need to build body language institutes in places where we have reasonable influence output, which actually isn't that many places. No, in fact, our influence output is really bad in most places. Also, expensive in terms of antimatter, which is a real problem for us. Well, let's start bumping up those modernization levels as well, because the modernization upgrades do have Eden Blossoms in them, so that is some amount of extra influence. Oh, actually, we had some places that were level 1 colonies, right? They can also help. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna let it actually run all that stuff through. Yeah, we'll only be able to run this government for a little while, but apparently there's a ton of places that aren't building anything. Oh, well, this is definitely going to be useful. "25 turns is probably too long. Okay, why don't you build this stuff?" Okay. And yeah, we should be running the Singularity. That'll help with the research rate a little bit. Didn't even take a turn off. That's a shame. You know, we probably need to actually go to each of these systems that's doing dust conversion and make sure that there's nothing else it could be building. I'm not too worried about the competitive quest. Huh, does that mean that one of my... Yep, one of my allies actually is doing endless tech research pretty quickly. Okay, maybe we won't have to bail on the Alliance? We'll see. We'll see how things look. It may end up being faster to stick in it, which means that we should probably be aggressively trading technology to our neighbors. Even if we can't give them the endless tech, we can give them the techs necessary to research the endless tech on their own. Although we can't do that because we can't afford the influence, really. And I have no idea what their current research status is. I guess we could deduce their current research status from what techs we're allowed to trade them, because you can't trade them anything they already have. Alright, so how did things work out on Akamar? Did I get... No, I did not get those... we did not get those remnants in because of all the cravers waiting in line to enter. Inconvenient. Let's send some cravers to a place that is far away. How are we not looking... What's a place that... Yeah, Galter. Galter definitely does not have any space left. Okay, you legitimately don't have anything meaningful to build. You know what? I bet that's actually going to end up being the case in a lot of these places. Okay, no, we did get a remnant onto Akamar now. We figured it out. Yeah, we don't really have anything interesting to build here. I mean, we can do this. Remove the approval penalty from this planet. I guess that doesn't actually have any benefit. Well, whatever. Let's do it in case we get into trouble again. But I think things are going to be pretty straightforward from here on. Let's build another RIP Singularity. So this is good pacing information. At the moment, we are seeing another player progress pretty quickly toward the science victory in the late 120s. Good information for future games to know exactly how long we can get away with not having one yet. I think we're out of... Oh, no, never mind. This is a skill that actually does something. Reduce expansion disapproval and overpopulation disapproval. Alright, so I'm not going to bother trying to micro our ships through the middle and into enemy space, because there's no way they'll get there in time. We're just going to hyper blockade Leo and let time take its course. We are happy enough for this to be a good thing here. Alright, well, we discovered more resources for our buddies here. Not ideal. That doesn't get me paid, like, at all. This is not very useful in this system. This is kind of useful. We have strategics on one planet at least. We are ecstatic, so let's put that first, I guess. We have enough luxuries for another colony upgrade, so let's just hit a place where we're not currently building anything of importance. Let's see. Where's the next place that we would like one of these influence boosters? Yeah, we're really not producing very much influence in most places. Well, we've reduced our losses somewhat. We'll be able to keep the this particular government running for like one turn longer than we would have before, I believe. I'm not too worried about that one. Oh hey, that helped. That was actually a lot of influence that event was costing us. Right, Cravers have been formally eliminated. We no longer need to be boosting Remnant. Population's getting lost all over the place. A lot of stuff is happening that we have vision of, so we're getting notifications, but that we don't actually care about. Like a lot. Unfortunately, as the game goes on, your focus does naturally narrow. Alright, so this system's gonna fill in time. We don't really have to put any effort into it. I don't really need all this extra dust. I suppose we should probably be, I don't really need anything here. It's better for us to have a Riftborn population than it is for us to have Craver, I suppose. Alright, I am... Oh, Doria accepted the truce on our behalf. I was going to say, I am tempted to decline this, because we could use the approval, but first I wanted to see what the influence cost of the decline was, but never mind. And it looks like our approval's fine, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, we have another thing that we can search here. Oh, never mind. We can't search this. I don't have a probe. Everybody's doing stuff that is more or less important, basically important. Yeah, Lycam is still building science stuff. So yeah, it turns out you can basically brute force a science victory by just owning enough systems without even necessarily having to have good science structures. Like, we never researched some of the best science buildings because we've never had the antimatter to actually build them. Just need more population. You have enough people, you can solve any problem. Oh, also we need this really badly. In fact, yeah, I'll rush that at that extremely high cost. I suppose we could be using this dust to increase our trade fleet output. It's expensive, but it does give us marginally more science. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. We're doing alright. Let's see here. Well, we have some unspecialized worlds here. Just fix all that. I guess we go ahead and start... Oh no, I'm not going to start doing something else here. We're actually going to potentially have interesting things worth building in the very near future there. We should wait to make any big decisions, because I'm certainly not going to remember to go back to the system and tell it to build other stuff. Not unless it actually prompts me. Alright, power the Endless. I guess we just finished building something big on his planet. I'm not sure what that would have been. Somebody else built the Trade Clearing Bureau. Surprise, it was the Lumeris. Look at this. We're winning so slowly that the final academy quest has begun. Well, they've made 10,000 science one of the rewards here. That's interesting. The thing is, I don't expect this part of the quest to complete necessarily before we win. Also, 10,000 science is less than a third of research. So, I don't know. We'll join this team for the thing without reading it because it does not very much matter. So let's figure out what else we're doing. So we just got 20 approval on all of our systems and +1 output from each of our citizens of each type. All pretty good stuff. We probably want to go up here, and we managed to negotiate for 2 of the techs that we need to do that. Let's grab gamma absorption, I guess so. We also probably should pick up chameleon spaces. We could be generating more science here. So we have something interesting to switch everybody to next turn. We didn't actually pick up anything of value this turn. So what we'll do here is we'll just build something that's very cheap. And that way we have a ton of industry rollover in this system that can be applied to beginning to convert industry into science. And we should follow that strategy pretty much everywhere we can. Oh, hey. Here's what you should do. We should make sure we go through all of these systems that are doing the dust output thing and ensure that they are, in fact, converting everything to science. You know, it's not a huge difference, especially not relative to our massive Empire science output. But we should be maximizing. This system already is ecstatic. I guess we could use the influence. We're threatening to get to enough influence that we can actually maintain the laws that we selected, which is pretty cool. Alright, you're all good. So you just need something cheap to build. Make one of these. We could terraform this planet to something that has additional science. We probably don't want to go to snow because we're cutting population for that. But like we could go to tundra. There's really no reason not to terraform Akamar to a tundra planet, except that it doesn't really fit into what we're doing from a storyline standpoint. Why would the Riftborn want to live on a tundra planet? Okay, is everybody off of dust production? No. Part of the value of this is that it just causes them to ask me next turn what I want done. Let's see, we can go down in science, or down in science, or down in science. So let's not do any of that. Actually, this place doesn't have anything cheap to do. Yeah, all right, do this for one more turn. Yeah, I think we are just a handful of turns away from the end here. And our next game, I already have a plan here. Next game, now that I'm a lot better with the population mechanics, I want to play Horatio and see what we can really wring out of a Horatio game. Because the Horatio have some very interesting mechanics related to population stuff. Oh, not Mega Risk Containment, Wealth of the Endless. I was going to say, one turn, that doesn't seem right. So 15% all outputs, obviously, will be very helpful in pushing toward the end here. We could grab Autonomous Mining. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what, it's probably gonna not even add an actual turn. No, the cost of this is 47,000. It is going to cost us a turn to do this. I'm wondering if the upgrade in industry to science conversion will offset that cost. You know what? It might not, actually, over the amount of time we have left. And there's a pretty good chance that it doesn't, actually. And then we'll just like research anything over here. So I'm guessing we're looking at about 10 turns until the end of the game. This is definitely our slowest victory, owing largely to the fact that I was kind of all over the place. Oh hey, you know, we're actually in position to participate in this goofy little quest a little bit. We may as well. Send a fleet to this quest marker. Nah, I'm good, thanks.
You have to be pretty uncivilized.
Yeah, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not participating in wars anymore. I know that sounds strange coming from me, but we've found a better way. As you can see, the galaxy's been split into two teams, the Defenders versus the Rejuvenators, and we'll do a game where we intentionally get this quest done at some point, maybe, or you know what, I think I already did one in the other series, so maybe I'll just include a link to that. But yeah, there's not a lot of point in engaging in that quest, unfortunately. It happens too late to be of any meaningful value. Okay, so we unlocked microwave pipes. We're definitely going to have to build the microwave pipes absolutely everywhere. We need more antimatter. Can I get more antimatter? I can, and I certainly have some money. So, I don't know, 40? Yeah, 40. Can I go to 44? No. Well, I mean, yes, right? Like, obviously. Let's just seriously offload other resources so that we can quickly buy the adamantium we need, or the antimatter we need, because we should definitely build this building everywhere. We don't need any of this or this. We can't afford to sell all of our adamantium because we do need a lot of it for the buildings. But honestly, we can sell like 450 pretty comfortably. There we go. So let's start by buying 44 of this. That gives us the materials for 5 more microwave pipes. And then we'll see from there what else needs building. Yep, this is a place that's worth putting one. This is less so. Hold on. Here in Akamar, well, you know, we could wait to queue this up. Or I could just rush this. That's probably the right way to do that. Okay, all of the biggest systems need to build them first. Or at least need to have priority on them. And then we can even rush some if it turns out we have industry left over. Where else? Any place where the population is very high. Okay, let's buy another 50. You know, Leo's high enough. 14 will do. Let's sort systems by population. So Idris has one queued, right? Yeah. You have one queued. Uma needs one. Okay, so what's the next highest system that doesn't have one coming in? Pixis and Othero could both use them, so I oversold on adamantium a little bit. What's our mining rate? 35 per turn. Okay. You know what? We'll wait till next turn to assign any more. Which means that Galter does need a build order. We'll just go straight to this. Oh, you should do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll get those going little by little here. I don't know that I want to rush any right now because I think I want to have this money available to buy more antimatter, although antimatter is not really that expensive. No, we should rush the slowest ones. So like here, $12 turns, 5 turns. That's not acceptable. The 4-turn ones, yeah, we can push those too. Well, no, we should probably stop here. Because we are going to need money to continue buying adamantium as we antimatter to match our rate of adamantium mining. Actually, I guess we have more money than it looks like because I did not sell any of our luxuries. That's not what I want. I want this tab. Yeah, we totally have... Oh wow, we have a ton of benthic gems. And apparently they're fairly valuable. And we can sell all of everything except for the Eden Blossoms and the Transvine, right? And even then we can sell most of the Eden Blossoms. All resources are now devoted to the great plan. What we need to keep... What do we need to keep? I don't even remember. 75. For each 75 Transvine, we would like to have 75 Eden Incense. So... Oh, hey, look at how close we've gotten on managing this. Anyway. Math is hard. 75 is gonna... I need to have 240 something left. So let's... Or no, sorry, I can sell... Here, let's sell 230 and not do the math. How about that? Bam, problem solved. So there are probably still a couple of places where we could do the level 3 system upgrade, and here I'm not even looking for optimal places, just anywhere. Alright, so let's have a look at the systems that still need stuff done. You can go straight to this. We could build some Riftborn. Yeah, that's probably worth doing. System doesn't have very many Riftborn yet, so they're extremely cheap. Makes that a very, very good deal. On the Planet Cracker. Yetix, you are way down the list. For getting your own microwave pipes. Alright, so let's buy 33 of these and one of those. And do we have 4 systems left where there are not microwave pipes? Let's see. So you have yours already. I rushed yours. Okay. We'll queue up some more next turn. Also, we sold a ton of stuff, so actually we should probably rush some of those, huh? I assume the ones near the bottom are potentially going to be a little bit longer to build. Not really. None of them are very long. Excuse me? Bless me? I'm not sure what you're supposed to say when you sneeze. Yeah, microwave pipes are pretty good when your empire-wide population is... What is it? 347. Man, we have a lot of people. So, could we... How are we doing? We're back up to 98% as ownership of these systems continues to increase. We're seeing our rates rise. So we can probably reconfigure our government a little bit again. We're no longer actually getting anything from Spoils of War. Let's abolish that and pull in something that increases science, like green fertility. Cram Exam Act is going to be like 1,000 extra science per turn. This is probably not, but this doesn't have a negative effect on our approval. Yeah, this is fine. And now we're maintaining a fancy government with a lot of cooperation protocols, and we're still influence positive. Turns out late in the game you can get to really generating a lot of resources. This is kind of an unusual situation around here. Fortunately, our influence gain will probably keep that from collapsing on us too much more. Here, scout ship, there's some stuff over here that's not explored. Go get it. I feel like I'm tricking a not very bright dog. So basically, I just want you to stop asking me questions until the game's over. What did we discover? Oh, we do have that other scout ship that could come over here and, like, it's not impossible that this could pull a turn off of our victory. I don't think that quest step is actually going to complete in time, but we should at the very least give it a chance. So, let's swap a lot of people over to planet cracking. We don't actually really benefit from building cosmetic genetics here because it's not going to... we're not going to hit the population cap within the remaining time left in the game anyway. Suppose we ought to do this first. And at this point, we're probably just talking about, at best, taking one turn off of the end of the game, but hey, that matters. I noticed that we have not been told that our alliance has gotten any closer to the science victory in a while, which means that probably the Sophons have not... Yeah, the Sophons have not hit another endless tech yet. Well, I hate to describe my allies as ballast, but, you know, we're getting to that point. Okay, that's cool. Fine by me.
In the opinion of the Church.
Alright, I think we're all doing stuff that makes sense here. Empire-wide science rate is rapidly approaching 50k. In 2 turns, we will be able to start our final research. Yeah, so like this is a pretty bad science victory. I talked a little bit in the previous games about what I think good victory pace is. We're on track to probably win after turn 140. But even so, I don't know that it was reasonable for us to try to get I'm going to take this and we're going to transfer this guy to governorship somewhere, because this is just a lot of science. I don't know that it was feasible for us to get the supremacy victory any faster than we're getting this one. Just kind of, this is an unfortunate galaxy type to try a science victory on, or to try a supremacy or conquest victory on. What is the highest science output system that does not have a hero? Wait, which one of them was that? Was that the... Okay, it's the higher level one is the one who all of a sudden is a science genius. Congratulations, you are now the governor of the highest science system in possibly the entire galaxy, certainly in our empire. Well, you know what? We don't... No, never mind. We do, in fact, have to wait. I'm gonna say, we don't have to wait on that extremely slow build. Turns out not to be correct. We did it, everybody! It's our system now. Defend it with your one gun, I think? Maybe? Maybe he has a gun? Not even sure. It's been such a long time since I looked at the design of our scouts. Alright, we can probably afford to rush the last 5 turns off of this. Oh, our science overflow got... Yeah, our science output got lowered, so our overflow is less than it was expected. Alright, so we just want some weird little weird little planet that's not particularly useful to be the one that does the Rip Singularity, so that we're not sacrificing any important build time. I will be able to rush that soonish. Okay, the other guy now gets to become a governor. You've done some fine work out there in space. Now come home. The Forever War is over. Come with us now to the Forever Research.
Everything you touch turns to slime.
Wow. Families need some muscle, and as our dear ally, you're first up. Yeah, I'm not actually that worried about us going down if you go down. There's so much of you to fight through, you know? Also, you're not in any danger, you huge baby. In fact, it is the Unfallen who are the only ones in danger. They probably... What do they have, like a planet being blockaded or something? No, those are friendly ships even. What is she complaining about? I don't know. I don't know what her deal is. The important thing is, none of it matters. We still have Craver populations starving slowly. We need another Rip Singularity. Okay. 3 turns, and the Rip Singularity is not terribly likely to change that. So in 3 turns, unfortunately, unfortunately for our allies, the thing we have to do is bail out of our alliance and win the game on our own. A Harisham farmer in one of the more distant outposts of your empire has made a startling discovery. For reasons that are not entirely clear, but thought to originate in the combination of unusual Harisham farming techniques with unique soil chemistry, their crops have grown prodigiously. If this can be extended to other planets, the Empire could generate massive food surpluses. I really, really like these minor faction-specific quests, but man, I just can't. I cannot care about this right now. It is far too late in the game for a food bonus to feel meaningful. Alright, let's see, I don't really need to do anything else here, it looks like. We could go around, like, rushing stuff or whatever, but at this point, we're not going to be able to reduce the amount of time left on the game clock, I don't think. It'd have to be a pretty large bonus that we acquire from something. Throughout this last Rip Singularity. Again, probably nothing we can do here that will be meaningful.
You have to be pretty uncivilized to do that.
Hey, we're friends. We're friends-ish. I'm friendly-like. It is as though I am being friendly, if you don't look too closely. Those planets aren't specialized. Man, I'm slipping all over the place here, but it doesn't matter. We're in the final push. Hey, look, we're about to have 25% extra science here. Yeah, there's some micromanagement that could have been improved. We hit the end. We hit the point where I could see the end, and I just went for it. I'm actually taking my turn a lot faster than the computers are. Now, one thing I am curious about is whether they fixed this bug. It used to be that you had to, if you left your alliance, you had to reload the game to get it to recalculate your victory conditions. So we'll see if that bug is still around. Because next turn, obviously, we're going to be... Yeah, we're going to be bailing on our alliance, considering that we have all of the victory conditions, all of the victory texts, and the 3 of them combined have 2. You know, some games it makes sense to stick out a victory or stick out an alliance. You win faster because of cooperation. This is just not one of those games. Well, I doubt there's going to be any big surprises from this election, and also it, like, extremely does not matter. Hey, look at that. We gained the Work Not Shirk Act, which is why you want to keep the industrialists in your government for the entire game, because the sooner you can get this, the better. It's amazing. But we did not do a good job of that, and the game is now over. Our poor allies don't know it yet, but the game is now over. So yeah, that's it. Congratulations, everybody. We did it. Let's research blowing up planets and autonomous mining.
You lead well, comrade.
Okay, so we're gonna bail on this alliance. It's pretty good bonuses we're getting from our cooperative protocol. I just don't have time for your politics anymore. So, when we hit end turn here, we should just win the game, I think.
You have to be pretty uncivilized to do that.
Sure. There you go. We're not their friends anymore, and they have a tremendous amount of pressure over us due to winning this influence war, so they get to make some pretty harsh demands. We should just win here, but we might have to save the game and reload it and hit end turn one more time. There we go. Okay, they did fix the bug. Well, that feels a little unsporting. It's kind of like bail on everybody else, and we're going to convert our entire society to knowledge or energy or whatever. You guys can just, you know, deal. But hey, we earned it, so let's watch the thing. Let's watch our incredible prize for that extremely well-played game that definitely had no mistakes in it.
We have had enough hardship without the interference of gods. Now we can thrive. Now we can begin making the ugly beautiful.
Some things about that are kind of terrifying, I guess. Hey, look at that. You know, this is one of the few 4X games, I think, where score feels like it is a reflection of anything at all. Because I feel like, generally, I win the game. Like, in Civilization or something, I win the game while my overall score, is still much, much lower than everybody else's. But anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It was kind of a sloppy game, but still a fun one. Obviously, the AI is not a huge challenge. I'm hopeful that something will be done about that. But what? I don't even know. But come back next time, because we're starting a new game as Horatio, which is horrifying in its own different way. A whole new dimension of horror awaits. Come back for that. Doesn't that sound exciting? And we'll see you then.